Hello, this is Dr. Benfinio here with my coworkers Mr. Moose, Elmo, and Lord Vader. This video is an introduction to an alternative to Zoom called Proficonf. Now, 3 years ago, if you had told me that I would start making YouTube tutorials about online meeting software using my daughter's stuffed animals as props in response to a global pandemic that forced nearly all classes to go online, and eventually one of those videos would be to support a company that is based in a country that's currently at war with Russia, I would have looked at you like you were crazy, but here we are. Proficonf is a Ukrainian company. Their staff reached out to me to see if I would make a tutorial about their program after seeing some of my other videos. I figured that is the least I can do for people who are literally being attacked by Russia right now while still trying to run a business and offer this service. So I was not compensated in any way for making this video. As always, I just want to provide a tutorial and hopefully an objective overview and comparison of different options for online meetings. So if you are tired of some of the other options like Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams and you're looking for something new, I certainly hope you will check this out and consider supporting a Ukrainian company. For the rest of this video, we'll go through a tutorial and a basic overview of using the Proficonf interface at the free level, primarily with some comparisons to Zoom for users who are more familiar with that, since that is what most of my other videos are about. Once you create an account, you will see a browser interface that looks friendly, familiar, and self-explanatory enough. You can schedule meetings in advance, you can start an instant meeting, and you will also get a list of your upcoming and past meetings, which are blank for me since this is a brand new account. You can also schedule permanent recurring meetings. It looks like that feature is blocked from the free account, and you will need to upgrade to access that one. Over here on the left, you also have a files section where you can upload files to be shared in your meetings, and I believe download recordings of your meetings once you have done that. And you have an option to upgrade to one of the pro or premium plans here as well. So let's go ahead and start an instant meeting. This is my first time. This is live, no pre-rehearsal or anything. I'm just going to start the meeting and see what happens. Loads pretty quickly. I'm going to need to allow it to use my microphone and camera. Click allow. And there we go. Whoops, my webcam is aimed up a little high. But you see, I immediately get a meeting interface that, again, should be pretty familiar to anybody who is used to using online meetings at this point. You have buttons at the top to turn your mic and camera off. And it popped up with something to add participants. And something that is a little different from Zoom, you have a link you can copy to invite people. You can also invite people directly by email. So if you don't want the extra step of copying this link, then switching over to your email in another tab, you can click invite by email here, enter the email addresses of the people you want to invite, and it'll send them the invite directly from the meeting. So let's take a look at this interface, see how easy it is to use, and again, make some comparisons to Zoom. The very first thing that caught my eye here is this red box around my picture with the little on-air indicators. So if you're the type of person who's always paranoid and not sure about whether people can see or hear you in Zoom, this is a really nice reminder that yes, they can see and hear you, so don't do anything embarrassing. Even if I mute my video, it keeps that reminder because everybody can still hear me, and you even get this little volume indicator down here about how loud you're being. So if you're trying to whisper to somebody off camera, or you have, kids and family in the background because you're working at home and you want to know how loud the background noise is, that's a really nice indicator. If I finally mute myself, then I disappear and I lose that on-air indicator. So now nobody can see or hear me. But again, either way, if your camera is on and your mic is off or vice versa, you get this on-air indicator as a nice reminder. Again, as far as I know, that feature does not exist in Zoom. Now let's take a look at some of the view controls, as those might be some of the first things you're looking for depending on the type of meeting you're having. So right-clicking does not appear to do anything native in the Proficonf interface. I believe this is just a little Chrome pop-up. I don't get options to pin or spotlight people like you would in Zoom. So this little display modes thing up here is going to help you change your mode. You can switch from, again, in Zoom this would be called gallery view. Right now I'm in tile grid. Or I can go to active speaker mode, where it is going to automatically detect who is speaking. So it does not look like I have an option to, oh, never mind. You can do that, you just don't have to right click. You can just regular click on somebody, not right click, to make them the active speaker and have it automatically override whoever is actually talking. But, so yeah, there we go. I get a little mouse over pin button. I didn't see that before. So again, don't right click, that doesn't work, just regular click, and you can pin people in active speaker mode. Then you get a switch to speaker button to switch back to who is actually talking. We've got some other buttons down here. This little arrow will collapse everybody if you would only like to see the speaker, and we have a little 3-dot menu with some more options. For example, we can arrange everybody horizontally, arrange them vertically. Show background is grayed out. I don't know what that does. You can hide your own video. show my video, and if there were participants without video, you could hide them, but everybody has their cameras on, so that option is not going to work for me. We got a few more things up here. I don't really know what fill the whole area versus fit on the larger side means. Let's see what that does. Okay, there we go. So this is, I believe, filling the entire area of the screen, and fill whole area is kind of zooming in on my webcam, so you can see it's a bit more of a narrow, widescreen view here. And full screen, I believe, if you don't want to lose space to your browser tabs and address bar up here, you can hit full screen and get rid of that, and then if you want to go back so you still have access to your browser tabs, hit escape, and you will exit full screen. So again, there you go. Not quite as many options as Zoom when it comes to things like multi-pin or multi-spotlight or clicking to drag and rearrange the tile view, but honestly, I found that a lot of people just kind of get confused by those options in Zoom, so sometimes simpler is better. So in terms of basic online meetings and classes where you either want to see everybody for more of a discussion, or you want to see a single speaker for something like a class or a presentation, you have all the options you need there. And just realized I made one quick mistake earlier. Show background is not grayed out, it just turns gray when you mouse over it. So if you click that, it will shrink your view here so nobody is overlapping you. So if you want to be able to see your whole view, you can do that. Or if you don't care and you just want everybody else over your image like that, you can click hide background. Okay, let's check out some of the other controls. Up here we have options for both recording and live streaming, which are not available at the free level. I did check out some of their instructions for recording, and one of the nice things was there were checkboxes for show only my video or show everybody's tiles, so that's something that always confuses people in Zoom, and I have a couple of videos about it. It's never quite clear what exactly is getting recorded until you look at the recording, and then sometimes it's too late. So I have not tested it, but it appears to give you a little more direct control in advance of what will show up in the recording. But again, those are not available at the free tier. You need to upgrade to one of the higher paid tiers to have access to recording and live streaming. Over here on the left, we have some additional controls. This is locks the meeting, so you need approval or an invitation from the host to join. If the meeting is unlocked like that, then I believe anybody with the link or other participants can send the link to people to join. You have a list of participants over here that shows everybody in the meeting, again, where you can invite. You have a control to mute everybody, and I believe you also have some more granular controls, like you can restrict chat for individual users. I don't think you can do that in Zoom. You can turn group chat off for everyone, but for example, if you have just one person who's misbehaving in the chat, you don't have the option to just turn it off for them. You can also block the camera or block the microphone, again, for individual users, so you have pretty granular control over who can do what in your meeting. And again, you can also block them, remove them, or bring to the stage. I believe that sounds like it should be the equivalent of Spotlight in Zoom. Let's find out. Yep, there we go. So we do have a Spotlight feature, which again, I couldn't access by right-clicking over here, but bring to the stage should bring them to the stage for everybody else as well. I'm going to run over and check one of the other computers and let you know how that goes. We also have a meeting chat over here, where again, you can enable and disable chat for individual users. And we have a bunch of screen sharing options. So screen sharing, we have a whiteboard, miro board, not sure what that means, we'll have to check that out. You can share files, and something they advertise is synchronized YouTube viewing. So you are able to put in a YouTube video and then have it play synchronized for all users. Again, I know sharing video is something that is always kind of a pain in Zoom. There's that little checkbox that you can do to optimize sharing video as opposed to something more static like PowerPoint slides. So I'll go through and briefly check out a couple of these different options. So first, let's check out the basic screen sharing option. This is a little more similar to how Google Meet works, another browser-based meeting option. So you click screen sharing, you get tabs where you can select to share an entire screen, share a specific window, or share a Chrome tab. Now, I'm on two monitors here, which you can't see. I have a second monitor off to the right that is not being recorded. One issue with dual monitors, you don't have to worry about this if you only have one monitor, is it won't detect windows that are minimized to the other monitor. So I'm going to open up my PowerPoint presentation here on this monitor. And then when I switch back, you see that now shows up in the option for windows I can share. So I'm going to click share. And again, this little notification comes up over on my second monitor. This is a Chrome notification that lets me know that Proficonf is sharing this window. So anything I see here, people in the meeting are also going to see. And if I switch back to my meeting on top of this, local screen is hidden. So I can't really see my own screen in my window here. Let's see if I drag that over to my other. Nope, so I can't really see what I'm sharing, but again, I can see it on my own monitor here. So if you want to stop sharing, you either have this Chrome control or you have the control within the meeting to stop sharing. All right, let's check out some more of the sharing options like the whiteboard. And at first glance, I actually really like this one because it comes with what seems like more controls. So this is more similar to, not as full-fledged as a drawing program like Inkscape or Illustrator, but has things like layers, options to save, export, and everything, control the color. And you can also open multiple whiteboards. If you go back here to the Share tab, I don't know if there's a limit, but you can open more than one whiteboard. So this could be really useful if you have a class doing group work and you want to assign each group to draw on a specific whiteboard, but you as the teacher want to be able to toggle between them to see what everybody is doing. I could see that being a really useful feature. So again, I'm not going to test every single little bit here, but it has some features that seem comparable to Zoom's whiteboard, maybe a little more advanced with these controls over here on the left, and nicely the ability to open multiple whiteboards at once. Now, I had not heard of Miro board before this. This looks like it is a third-party whiteboard tool, so I had to go check their website out. So I'm not going to cover that in this video, but again, it looks like an online collaborative whiteboard tool that I assume is a little more advanced or full-featured than the one that's built into Proficonf. So you can go check that out if you're looking for something with more features. But again, I'm not going to cover that in this video. Let's go ahead and check out this YouTube link share. So click YouTube. Need a link to the video. I will shamelessly plug one of my own more recent videos if you want to get a Zoom avatar and make yourself a cat. So copy that link, and you can paste the link to the YouTube video you want to share in here. Click share, and it looks like it is going to give me controls to play this video for everybody. So again, I am going to pause my recording for a second, go check and see if this video is actually synchronized on the other computers. And yep, when I go check on the other computers, they are paused at the same time, so I am controlling this video for everyone. Something else I just noticed is it's not just the whiteboard, but it looks like you can easily share multiple different things at the same time. So for example, if you are teaching a class and watching a video with your students, but you want to pause the video at certain points and switch over to handwritten notes, you can easily toggle back and forth between the whiteboard and the YouTube video. I don't think Zoom does have a share multiple windows feature, but it doesn't have the controls all integrated in Zoom directly like this. So it is kind of nice to be able to share a YouTube video integrated into the Proficonf interface and not have to switch over to a different browser tab to do that. So that is not an exhaustive overview, I'm sure, but I believe I have covered many of the main features that anybody looking for an online meeting platform would want to consider. If you want a more detailed breakdown of what features are available at Proficonf and Zoom and the pricing for the different plans, you can go check that out at their website. And my honest take is that I like it. Again, I was not compensated in any way to make this video. I just wanted to check it out and again, hopefully provide an option for some people to support a Ukrainian business, or even if you just want to support a smaller business instead of one of the big ones like Zoom, Microsoft, or Google Teams. This is certainly worth trying out. You can find the link in the description below this video. You can also find the link there to my other tutorials and reviews of online meeting software, primarily Zoom, but also some on Google Meet. People have been asking me to do Microsoft Teams, but I have not had time to get around to that yet. So if you have a question or a suggestion for another tutorial, please go ahead and leave a comment below this video. Thank you.